Hey guys, what's up? It's Marissa and I am back for another booktube video, and today I am doing part 2 or week 2 of the Magical Readathon 2019 Winter Edition. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So here we are at week 2 of the Magical Readathon, and we are going to click on chapter 2. Welcome to chapter 2. Morning, it's September 1st. Yay! How did you sleep? From chapter 1. So warm and cozy at the burrow, bones aching a bit from the old bed, so peacefully, got my breakfast ready downstairs at the leaky cauldron. I'm going to say at the burrow. Oh, we have this pretty little Hogwarts Express. That's cool. It is the morning of September 1st, chilly and crisp. You and the Weasleys climb into their Ford Angelina to make your way to King's Cross Station. Surprisingly, it's really spacious, especially for the amount of people in the car. There must be magic involved. Everybody's cheerful mood has been dampened a bit by the fact that you had to turn around and go back to the burrow as Ginny, Fred, and George kept realizing they had forgotten something. When you finally reached the platform, everyone was walking at such a brisk pace you might as well have ran. You actually spot Hermione standing near platform 9 3/4 column. She's noticed you too, and starts waving enthusiastically for you to hurry up. Just as you go to catch Ron's attention, who's been too busy watching Hermione as he'd been gawking at the muggle clothing, he trips over Ginny's luggage. Ron, watch it! Everyone halts momentarily to help pick things up from Ginny's suitcase that's been popped open, spilling her belongings all over the concrete floor of King's Cross Station. Poor Ginny is red as a beet. You start to lean in to help, but Mrs. Weasley ushers you away. Oh dear, that's quite all right. We got this. Move along now while there's no queue to the entrance. We are right behind you. After double-checking they don't need more hands, you head over to Hermione to go through. Or stay with the Weasleys, you want to stick with Ron. I'm going to say stay with the Weasleys, you want to stick with Ron. Ooh, a brick wall. Putting the last pair of gloves into Ginny's suitcase while Mr. Weasley is lifting it up, you dust your knees off and everyone sprints toward the barrier. Ron's mother goes first with Ginny, shortly followed by the twins and Mr. Weasley, leaving Ron and you. You share a quick, dedicated look and start running full speed towards the brick wall, a very, very solid-looking brick wall. The King's Cross clock starts tolling as you crash into it with a bang that echoes through the nearest platforms. All you can feel is a sharp pain in your ribs, and all you can see is the color orange. Ron's hair is on your face. Your reading prompt: read a book with an orange cover or the word orange in the title. Completio. After coming up with a somewhat lame story explaining how you tripped over one another to the nearby conductor who has come over to see what the commotion was about, and masterfully avoiding the questions about your owl, you stand back both shocked as to what just happened. This, for sure, will make you nervous next year. Maybe you were late. You weren't aware that the platform closes. It's gone, said Ron, sounding stunned. The train's left. What if Mom and Dad can't get back through to us? Have you got any muggle money? Harry gave Ron a hollow laugh. The Dursleys haven't given me pocket money for about 6 years. Ron pressed his ear to the cold barrier. Can't hear a thing, he said tensely. What are we going to do? I don't know how long it'll take Mom and Dad to get back to us. They looked around. People were still watching them, mainly because of Hedwig's continuing screeches. Think we'd better go and wait by the car, said Harry. We're attracting too much attention. Harry, said Ron, his eyes gleaming. The car! The car. Yes, let's go to the car. He. Ron, what? No, stop it, Ron. Ron, why? Let's wait for your parents. Oh, this is too funny. So I'm going to go with the car. Yes, let's go to the car. You think deep down, you both knew the smarter option was to wait for Mr. and Mrs. Weasley to come back, but I mean, it's just so cool. How often do you get to fly a car to Hogwarts? Plus, you needed a way to get there before you missed the feast, right? After a small hiccup of forgetting to turn on the invisibility switch, though you're sure nobody saw you, right? And a slight dread of not actually finding the train to follow, you finally spot it. The next couple of hours were possibly the most thrilling, bizarre, and fun hours of your life. You let Hedwig fly nearby so she could have some fun too, and spoke lovely nonsense with Ron. When you approach the castle grounds, something odd starts to happen to the car. Neither of you are an expert when it comes to cars, but the puffing and huffing sounds that are coming from the front sure do not seem right. Plus, well, there's smoke. You look at Ron with sheer panic, who mirrors your face back at you. The car starts falling at a sharper angle than you'd like, whilst Ron frantically tries to reinforce the flying charm. Not sure he was actually trying to say any spell. He's just whacking his wand at the wheel in utter panic, murmuring nothing in particular. Crash land of the car into the Whomping Willow. I guess that's the only choice we get. Ooh, that's a lovely picture of Severus Snape. Ooh, even though you traveled north this whole time, things have really went a bit south. Ron has snapped his wand upon landing and crashing into the Whomping Willow that proceeded to bash the car and probably would have injured them if the car didn't miraculously spring to life again. A bit too much so, as it practically spat you and Ron out, followed by your belongings, and drove off into the Forbidden Forest. Although it shouldn't have been possible, you felt the anger and rebellion in the actions of the car. If that wasn't enough, Professor Snape spotted all this and practically dragged you to his office. You were seen, he hissed, showing them the headline, Flying Forward Anglia Mystifies Muggles. He began to read aloud, 2 Muggles in London convinced they saw an old car flying over the post office tower at noon in Norfolk. Mr. Hetty Bayliss, while hanging out her washing, Mr. Angus Fleet of Peebles reported that the police, 6 or 7 Muggles in all, I believe. Your father's works in the misuse of Muggle artifacts office, he said, looking up at Ron, smiling still more nastily. Dear, dear, his own son. Snape was about to expel you both, but Professor Dumbledore intervened. You got away with detention alone, but yikes, that was close. Even though you'd never try this again, your classmates did seem to be impressed and wanted to hear all about it when you finally reached your dorm. You spoke to them late into the night and fell asleep with a smile on your face. You'll worry about detention later. Congrats, you have completed Chapter 2.
Well, that was a fun ride, wasn't it? Great story. G did a wonderful, wonderful job with this readathon, and I think it's so cool that, you know, you get to read the Harry Potter story and then go through and choose your own prompts, and, you know, it's awesome. Like, I think it's just cool. So, as you saw, my prompt was to read a book with orange on the cover or orange in the title. Now, I do have a few different choices for this book, but the one that I ultimately am going to end up going with is The Priory of the Orange Tree. This is a very, very chunky book, which is why I put off reading it. But I did end up picking this up at the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale that went on a couple of months ago, and I've been just hanging on to it ever since for a chance to read it. So yeah, I'm definitely not going to get to this one until 2020, but you know, I'm definitely going to read it because I've been interested in reading it since I heard about it on BookTube, and now is the perfect chance to do that. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and wait for my installment of week number 3. I hope you guys have a magical reading month. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for watching my video. I upload every Wednesday and Saturday, and I would really love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe my videos. Have a great day.